Hey boys and girls, teacher Deborah here. I'm back with our missionary story, John Cook. So, John is now a child of God, but he still has so many things he doesn't know about God, about the Bible. So it was coming towards Christmas time. Actually, many students were coming back for Christmas break. And so all these students would gather together for a Bible study. So during that time, John met one of the students, Jean, who had been from a Bible college, and she shared about the Bible college, and John was like, what? He had never heard about such a thing. And so John was so excited, and he applied into the Bible college, and he was accepted. So John sold his car so he would have money to go to the Bible college, and there John made two discoveries. One of them was that this was not just a Bible college, it was a college that also trained students to become missionaries. Missionaries are people that go all over the world and tell other people about Jesus. The second discovery was this young lady that John met. Her name was Lois. She had big brown eyes and black hair. They became good friends. As John was at the college, they would go to pray to the church and pray. And so this one day, John walked in front of the church, slowly by slowly, and he prayed. He said, God, you've saved me from my sin. Now I give you all my life. I give you my body and my soul. All that I am, I give to you. Wow, what a prayer. Have you ever prayed like that to God? John was committing his whole life to God. And as John was praying and he's saying to God, anywhere you would send me, I would go. And he was reading God's word from the Bible in the book of Lamentations, chapter 2, verse 19. It says, arise, cry out in the night, at the beginning of the night watches. Pour out your heart like water before the presence of the Lord. Lift your hands to him who faint for hunger at the head of every street. Well, that was a confirmation for John that God was calling him to be a missionary. And John was praying that God would send him to Asia, to a country called South Korea. Is this where God wants to send John? Well, what about Lois? Would she go with him? Well, John asked Lois a very important question. What would that be? He asked her, will you marry me? She said, yes. And so Lois and John continued to study, and then they found out about a training college, Child Evangelism Fellowship, that trained missionaries to teach boys and girls about Jesus. You know, Child Evangelism Fellowship is the organization that actually do Good News Clubs. It's the organization that I work with, Child Evangelism Fellowship. And so John and Lois pretty soon needed to get married. But where would they get the money? The president provided them money to buy the ring. And then they got married. And then Johnny's friend had bought a car, and he needed someone to take it because they needed to go to California. And so John, that night after they graduated and got married, they packed everything and drove to California. God had provided everything that they needed. Everything. And so they continued to pray to God. They were still waiting and praying that God will provide the money they needed, that they would be able to go to South Korea as missionaries. And it had been 3 years. Would God still send John and Louis to South Korea? You will need to come back next week to find out.